like, wow, even the remnants, you know, you still got, you know, still got a decent looking, you know, frame and stuff, even though it's, you know, it's messed up on the inside. And that's another path. I don't like to look in the mirror. I don't like to see my name. It's not that I'm ashamed of myself because I feel like I was victimized through some fault of my own, but mostly just a guinea pig. It's that it's just painful because seeing myself is a reminder of the past. I don't know if that makes any sense. Or hearing my name, you know. Although when some people say it, it's like hearing my name here in the present, and it's not, you know. So anyways, I'm gonna have to upload a 32-minute. You know what, I'll just break this video up. So we can just talk all night long. Me and my subscribers. You have nothing better to do for an hour of your life. I don't know if there's much more that I want to say. I mean, my toes have started hurting. That's new. Like, I got this mark on my toe, and it looked like it was like a big, huge bruise next to my toenail, and my toes just started hurting, and my ankle hurt, and kind of just went away. It's just been mysterious, you know, what the triggers are for these things. Made a lot of bread, you know. I learned how to make bread from someone, and I was making a lot of bread, and I think I was making too much. Anyways, I'm not cohesive right now, and I guess that'll be my video. I'd like to upload it as soon as I'm done, but like I said, unless there's a way, maybe I can transfer it to my computer and then upload it to YouTube. Yeah, I think I'll try to do that. I think the main reason I wanted to make this video is to let we'll just call her Aloe, okay? That's her name. That's her code name. But I just wanted to let her know, if she's watching this, that I hope she's doing well, and I'm sorry for abusing her. Obviously not, I didn't physically abuse her. Well, I was just a jerk, you know. It's like that Chris Farley, I don't know the movie, but I think it was maybe it was Black Sheep. where he talks about he has this nice little pet and he pets it and it's his pet and all this stuff, and then he just breaks it. It was kind of like that. It's kind of like I had this great person, and the person really liked me and all this great stuff, and then I just broke it. You know? It's not really funny. It's like sadly funny. But Robert, I think that's your name? Yeah, Robert. Out in Cali. I hope you're doing better. Hey, I know you have a girlfriend, so I hope you guys are doing good. And I hope you all are happy. And that's all that matters. It's just trying to find happiness. And Melanie in New York, I hope you're doing well. I hope you've gotten better with food and stuff, and have gotten stronger mentally and physically. I mean, I know you're stronger than me mentally, but and what's that guy's name? Oh yeah, Jeff. Jeff. Well, I hope he's improved. I hope all the survivors have improved. I like to give tips and say, oh, well, you just need to eat this, you need to do this, but I haven't improved. And I'm not going to give advice when I haven't improved. And I have no idea, I have very little idea what is helping me, what is hurting me. Other than to say that sugar is probably bad. That's what everyone says. And I'm not sure that benefits the body much. But I'm not sure the difference between sugar in a cookie or sugar in a apple. Apple juice or eating a cookie, which is worse. The cookie has, obviously it has gluten and dough and other stuff in it. But as far as the sugar content, what's the difference between eating a cookie and drinking some apple juice? I'm sure there's a lot of people that could answer that, like Dr. Mercola. But let me know, if anybody watches this video, leave some comments. And I have yet to try. Someone has alerted me that cannabis is good for spasms, so I haven't tried it, I haven't, but it's supposed to calm down spasms, Not that I'm going to do it, but I've heard that, it's good. But it's a much more lonely world, without aloe. So that's all I wanted to say. I'll try to get my story straight for the next video, and it won't be another 45 minutes. I'll have an actual topic that we can talk about. You know. So good night, everyone. I have to stay in the present, because the past is just disaster. It's just a nightmare. Well, I can't control my thoughts when I'm asleep, and sometimes the dreams are the worst. As bad as being awake is sometimes, and having to deal with my mind, sometimes I wake up and I'm like, man, at least I'm awake and I don't have to, live in that dream that I had. Just some terrible dreams. All my dreams, I know that there's something wrong, and I'm screwed, with my condition, and it's just the degree of a bad dream that I have. It's how bad is the dream. Some of them are just, I have dreams where I'm thinking about suicide. What kind of dream is that? How do you have a dream where I can never escape myself, Back in the day, when I used to have dreams of flying, and you really kind of escape yourself, and there's no escape in my dreams now. It's like I always know that something is wrong, and am longing for something that I had, or that was. And there's just something very depressing about every single time I lay down on the bed, I feel this vibration constantly. It's always there. It's just something very. I wish I could just. It could just stop, and I could just relax, completely relax, have my body completely relaxed, and it would just. From what I can remember, I think when it stopped over 2 years ago, I think it stopped briefly. I felt completely different. I felt so relaxed. I'm not sure if it completely stopped. Maybe it was the Ativan. But I don't think so. I think it might have stopped. I don't particularly feel it. I don't feel it when I'm walking. I don't particularly feel it when I'm sitting down. Walking or standing, I don't particularly feel it. I can feel it when I'm sitting down if I focus on it. But when I lay down, I always feel it. And I just kind of have to tune it out of my mind. You can't get angry. I've learned you can't get frustrated with your body, because that just makes it worse. You have to be like, okay, what is my body telling me? And, for the life of me, I don't know I don't even know exactly where the spasm is. I just know that there's something inside my body causing a muscle to constantly twitch, How bizarre is that? That's how you know what you took was poison. It's like, oh yeah, I took these pills and now I have a vibration inside my body that hasn't stopped for 2 years. for over 2 years. Over 2 years. That's almost 1,000 days. Of 1,000 days times 24 hours times 60 minutes times 60 seconds of something not stopping. You know, something that started while you were on Cipro and Flagyl. You know, the toxic cocktail. You know. But good luck trying to prove it. How are you going to test for a vibration inside your body? You know, how are they going to test for that? And I'm not going to get needles stuck into my body for them to figure out, oh yeah, you have some kind of vibration going on here. Who vouches for that? What doctor is going to go up my rectum and say, oh yeah, there it is, I feel something pulsating? You know what? You're right. That has to be from your Cipro. That's not a normal condition. You know, it's just my word against, you know, my word saying, yeah, it started while I was on Cipro. You know, it's just my word. You know, I have to have some proven condition like a loss of eyesight, a broken this, you know. But there is no classification for a pulsation inside of your body. I mean, you know, unless you have a doctor on your side, you're kind of screwed. You know, if I had a doctor that could say, yes, he has an abnormal pulsation inside his body. He said that it started while he was on the Cipro. You know. Well, they'll just argue, well, maybe he had it. You know, how are you going to prove that? You know, it's like, what do I do and what does it matter? You know, even if I could prove it and get some money, it's not going to stop it from twitching. You know, I'm not getting surgery. No, I'm not taking another synthetic pill. That's why I'm here. I will never put another, you know, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I would like to get a gun, you know, for self-defense. You know, and who am I defending against? I'm defending against the U.S. government, you know, and the hospitals, because I don't want to go to a hospital. I won't go to a hospital, you know, anymore. If it's between blowing my brains out and going to a hospital, I'll blow my brains out. I mean, that's what I like to think. You know, that's what I'll try to aspire to. You know, as much as I want to survive and just feel what it's like to maybe not have this spasm, you know, I just want to feel what that's like, you know, to be the relaxed me again, you know, and just to see, you know, I'm so curious. Will all of a sudden my bowels, will they start, you know, will I start getting motility kicking in anymore, like more motility, you know, because I think if my bowels start working better, then your whole health, the whole tree of health stems from your bowels, you know. That's how I feel. You know. Oh, how do your bowels, you know, move stuff through your body? Well, motility in your colon. Well, if your motility is impaired, then your colon is impaired. If your colon is impaired, then your whole system is impaired. All your health, just like this book. Uh, what is the book? Anyways, he talks about the colon is pretty much, the seat of health is the colon. He advocates colonics. I'm not so sure about him with my condition. My condition, the colonics that I've had have been okay, but a lot of times water gets trapped up in there and it makes things worse. And, it's just like the bloating and everything. I don't feel like I have a normal colon to be doing colonics. For a normal person, yeah, once every couple months, sure. This is just my opinion. A lot of this is just me kind of guessing. Everybody's different. I'm not trying to give advice, like I said, because I haven't recovered. I haven't really gotten any better. I haven't noticed anything that's helped, except for I'm guessing that probiotics, I started taking a lot of probiotics, and I started getting, my stomach started, my bowels started not hurting, but kind of some discomfort, but I was able to have more bowel movements. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I know it's good because I wasn't having many bowel movements, but the discomfort, I don't know if that's so good. Maybe it was killing off some of my Lyme disease, and that was the discomfort. Because, probiotics, they're just competition. They're another form of bacteria. So Lyme disease wouldn't like that competition. So maybe they're clashing somehow, or the probiotics are stealing some of the Lyme disease's food, and so that's the Lyme disease dying. I'm just sitting here guessing. All I know is it seemed to increase my bowel movements. Now I don't know if it was that or the cookies that I was eating. The cookies might have caused discomfort, and just my body was just like, I just gotta dump this, because the stool didn't look, it wasn't like diarrhea, but it didn't look like well formed stool. I know this is too much information, but hey, you're too far in. You're over 50 minutes into this video, and some of you are probably thinking, oh, I wanted to know all about Cipro and what it can do to you, and watch my videos. You'll see the mental swings that I went through. The suicidal, the sadness. Only a fraction of it is captured on camera. The yelling, the mental torment, the minutes seeming like hours, the depths to which your mind can suffer are amazing, and your body continues to live. Your body is like this machine that refuses to stoop to the level that your mind is at, to the pain that your mind is at. The amount of pain that I've been through, just in the 2 years since I've taken Cipro, the amount of mental pain I've been through completely dwarfs, just blows out of the water like a truckload of sand compared to 1 grain of sand. That's how much pain, mental pain I've been through. Now, I'd like to say the worst of it is over, because I think the first, if you watch the videos, you'll see the first year and a half is I I couldn't even distract myself. It's just like, you know, I can distract myself now to some extent, but stuff creeps in. But then it was like, I mean, I just remember screaming, just screaming, kill me, just kill me. I just longed for just a peaceful end, to go to sleep and not wake up to, the rage, screaming out why. Maybe it was because I think I've always had a great depth of feeling for things, and that's kind of a curse when you suffer because you feel it more. And maybe that's part of it. And now that I have been denied so many things, you might think, oh, Colin, you're just making all this up. You can go out and rebuild your life, and have a better life. And I might agree with you to some extent, because I was sort of fractured and disconnected before, but I always had that rope that could pull me back. And after I took Cipro, it just feels like the rope is being cut. It doesn't. I've seen too much. I can only get so much better. I'll never be like I was. What was possible will never be possible again. But the main thing is just, well, first you have to get physically better. You can't rebuild your life when you're getting worse and worse physically. It's impossible. I couldn't. I don't know that I would want a job, but I couldn't get a job in this, condition. Maybe a lot of it is mental. Like mentally, I can't handle. I wouldn't be able to handle work. I just. That's not really relevant. We're just focusing on trying to get better and mainly trying to figure this spasm out. I would have a hard time if the case was that you're going to have this spasm the rest of your life. Your CNS is just damaged. It's just the way it is. I have no other constant spasms in my body. I have occasional, weakness and spasms from weakness and stuff. But I just have this one little area of my body that is constantly, I mean, what is that? It's... So I'm just going to end this video at an hour. I think it's appropriate that that's an hour because I haven't done a video in a long time. Maybe 6 months. 4, 5, 6 months. And I'll just end it by saying to Aloe, it was kind of like somebody trying to pull me out of... I was drowning and somebody was just trying to pull me out of the pool, and now I just don't have the rope. There's no rope anymore. I'm just sitting here in the pool. And it was just nice to have that rope there, a rope that was trying to yank you in a direction. And even though you didn't kind of really feel like the rope was going to get you there, it was nice to have that rope there. And now that it's gone, I miss that rope. know. Because without the rope, you're not connected to anything. You're just there with your own thoughts. And it was like it's just, it doesn't make sense, you know, that to have such a good connection with someone and yet it just breaks. You know, it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like, a lot of it was this situation. It was my own. So, anyways, enjoy your Wednesday.